Okay.
Okay, what up? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. How
It's
are
good
you
to see
feeling?
you. So I need to
I
cut my
know.
nails. Don't judge.
You need to cut your nails. Let me see. Let's see.
It's bad.
Oh, okay.
It's bad.
It's not that bad. It's not. You be getting manicures?
I've never gotten a manicure or a pedicure, and I've been telling. I know, but you know what? I'm speaking it into existence right now. I told myself before winter.
Before winter.
Okay.
Now, how about before September?
Both or a mani or just a mani or
Both.
pedi?
Just, you know what? Go all out. Just go to the nail salon. Tell them you need a manicure and a pedicure. Clear coating. You don't even have to get a clear coating, but I think you should.
Okay.
Just go do it. Matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do when I leave out of here?
What?
I'm going to drop you the closest nail salon to your apartment.
Okay.
Yep.
I should do that.
Yeah.
Cause I should do that.
I got you. And I want to check back with you in like 2 weeks.
Well, you said before September.
September. Okay. I need to check back with you September 1st.
But you're right though, cause I wanna have nice feet and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
How do they look right now? Your feet. Are your nails like growing in different directions?
No. I was told that I went to the pool with a young lady a couple weeks ago, and she let me know that my feet were, quote, okay for man feet.
Okay, that's a compliment though.
Okay, damn. It felt like okay.
That's a big compliment.
It felt like she might have had to lower her standards or something.
Okay, I thought you were gonna like say she like really insulted you.
Oh, no. Oh, wait, hold on. Stay right there.
Last time I got a manicure, I actually got my nails done.
Nice.
Thank you. I got my nails done Monday. So literally
so
like,
you do this.
yeah, I'm in the nail shop like every 2 weeks. I did like this midnight galaxy kind of color this time around. And these are my real nails. So, you know, we take care of them.
Okay.
Pedicure, I like to do gel pedicures. So gel pedicures last like, for me, they last like a month. It's been over a month, and these still look really nice. White toenails. You know how we do, ladies. So I got a pedicure like a month ago. Yeah.
Okay. They look nice, yo.
Thank you.
Yeah, a golden skin tone with the.
You know, Florida has just given me like this ridiculous like bronze color tan that I'm loving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's golden, yo.
I used to be real pale. Now I'm like kind of brown. No, I'm not brown. Let me stop.
So how long you been in Florida?
Since August 2022. So almost a year.
Okay. Wow, August what? Like early August or?
I came to Florida middle of August. So I think, I want to say like August 18th,
Okay.
19th.
So about 3 weeks we'll be celebrating.
Yeah, 1 year in Orlando.
But before that, you lived in Salt Lake City?
Salt Lake City.
What was that like, honestly? Let's talk about that. Because Florida's interesting, but Salt Lake City is...
Utah. Oh my gosh. Honestly, the craziest thing is like a month before I moved to Utah, I didn't know I was going to move to Utah. Like I didn't know I was going to move to Utah until like 2 weeks before I moved to Utah.
Oh.
So I was graduating college. Well, I graduated college that summer.
Okay, congrats.
Thank you. Summer of 2021 or one of those years. I don't know. And I had a journalism degree. So I knew I wanted to go work in news, and there's news stations in every single state. And so I was just like going through different job interviews, and then I got an offer for Salt Lake City. And I thought that was interesting. And it was still like a major news market. So, and then the person that like interviewed me told me there was black people there. So for me, that was like a major selling point. I'm like, okay.
That was my next question.
Yeah, it's not, I would say like Salt Lake, there's black people there. And when I got there, I saw there was black people there.
Okay.
Yeah.
How would you, is it like a black community, like kind of everyone sticks together, or more so like, it's like you see somebody, what up?
Yes and no. So I don't even feel like Salt Lake has a very strong black community. I didn't feel that. I felt like there was a lot of mixing. Like everybody kind of hung out together. Like white and black people are hanging out together. Then you got a lot of Polynesians out there. So like Polynesians is like, I guess, I don't even know if it's Hawaii, but a lot of Polynesians are out there too. Africans, a lot of Africans are in Salt Lake City.
Utah?
Yes.
What?
There are a lot of Africans in Salt Lake City. Somalians, yes. Yeah. You'd be surprised. There's a lot.
So is it true that, this is what I've heard, is it true that like, I guess bar culture is not super strong out there because of the Mormon influence.
Um, it's changing very slowly. I mean, they have bars like you can go out and drink, but you can't drink on Sundays. So like
At all?
at all. Like there's no liquor stores open. Well, can you get I don't even think you can you get liquor on Sundays at a restaurant? I'm not sure. But like if you go to like a Utah Jazz game, like an NBA game on Sundays, you cannot get liquor or beer or anything.
That is wild.
They have a lot of like soda pop shops that a lot of like the Mormons like to do. So or go to because they can't drink alcohol, they can't drink caffeine. So because they can't drink those, they drink a lot of like Diet Coke.
Okay.
Yeah, it's yeah. So instead of them drinking coffee in the morning, they're drinking Diet Coke. Lots of Diet Coke. Okay. Yeah.
Is that where BYU is?
Yeah, okay. BYU is crazy too. I've heard some crazy things about BYU. I had actually a coworker who was an ex-Mormon. His family is still Mormon, but he grew up in the church. And he was telling us, and I don't know if this is true. I didn't fact check it, but in BYU they have like these lines inside of apartments where like men are not like allowed to cross over certain lines and women aren't. Yeah, because it's a huge like Mormon school. Yeah. So they're like real serious about not, first of all, like not having premarital sex. It's not cool. But they do this thing called what is it called? It's called I forgot what it's called, but pretty much it's a way around not having intercourse, but it is intercourse. So the guy will like go, I don't know how brutal I could be, but like the guy can like go inside of a girl and he just sits there.
Oh, so no stroking.
No stroking. It's gonna come to me by the time we're done talking, but he just sits in it. And they just sit there, no stroking. I'm not lying, it's a real thing.
I know that they take premarital sex seriously because I remember probably like 10 years ago, a BYU basketball player got kicked off the team for that.
Really?
Yeah, I think his name was Brandon Davies.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because he was one of the best players on the team. Got kicked off probably like January, February of the season. And I just remember thinking to myself like, whoa.
So they kicked him off because they found out he was having sex?
Yeah, I'm like 99% sure his name was Brandon Davies. Yeah.
That's crazy.
We'll Google it.
But that's how it is. And then like a lot of them that are in the church, they go on missions. So they all go on missions, and their missions can be in any state in America. Some of them get to go overseas to like Italy or South America. And they go on these missions and they pair like each guy up. I don't think the girls go on missions. I feel like I never see girl Mormons. I don't know about that. But the guys, they go on missions and they purposely pair up certain men together. So they'll pair up someone who they think may like break the rules with a snitch.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Like they wouldn't pair two guys together that are similar. That would influence the other. Like, you know.
Yeah, like Minasanti.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, I feel you. Wow, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So, to the news or to the media kind of outlet.
Let's talk about it.
I got hella questions. So, like, I do want to get into how you got into it and everything, like more into it. But just to kind of get straight to the shit. So, like, what is something that now that, how long have you been in, like, professionally?
Professionally, 2 years.
So now that you've been in 2 years, like, we'll let the truck pass by. What do you think is, like, the most eye-opening thing that you've seen, maybe you didn't know before you got into the media world?
That's a good question. The most eye-opening thing I've realized is that news is a cycle. It's just a cycle.
What do you mean?
You'll see the same stories being done over and over and over and over and over again, just with different characters. So it kind of makes you wonder, like, are we really finding solutions, or are we just perpetuating the same problems?
So you mean almost like, and you don't have to give me like a hardcore example, but just like a hypothetical example, like violence. Oh, that was such a
Like crime.
Yeah, crime.
Yeah, crime I mean, I see myself writing the same type of, well, Florida's a little different. People out there ain't wrapped too tightly. So, I mean, you'll see some really crazy crime stories. But essentially, Florida Man. That's actually a tag on our website, like Florida Man. You could search like Florida Man, Fox, and
crazy.
It's a whole tag. We have a ton of stories like with Florida Man. But what was I saying?
Because you're in Orlando. Sorry, this is for the. Because you're in Orlando, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Central Florida. But any part of Florida you go to, you're gonna see the same type of Florida Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, with crime, it's just the same thing. You see the same shootings happening over and over and over again, and then like something crazy will happen. Like we had maybe, what was it, like 6 months ago, some guy went on a shooting rampage, like for the whole day. He woke up, shot and killed some girl. And then maybe 6 hours later, news crews were at the scene of where it happened. He showed up again and like shot and killed a journalist that was there. This was all in Orlando. It was one of our competitor stations. Shot a journalist, shot a photo journalist, the person that does the camera. And then he went into a house, maybe a block down, shot a 8-year-old girl, shot her mom.
Oh.
And yeah, I don't know what he was on. I'm convinced he was on drugs. I don't know what he was thinking.
Hopefully. Well, it had to be.
Yeah, so he ended up killing the journalist and killing the young 8-year-old girl.
Damn.
Yeah, and then the woman he shot earlier in the day died too. So he killed 3 people and shot like 5. He was just like tripping. And so like the community came together after that. They're like, the gun violence needs to stop, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, okay, but then 3 months later, Florida passes this whole like open carry law. So it's like, I don't know. It's like, why are we doing these stories? Like, what is happening?
Okay, so to spin off that, so like, do you think, how much of a political influence do you see on news, or maybe none at all?
So, how much of a political influence do I think news makes on people?
Yeah. Okay. So I guess I'll ask this first. So you worked for like a news station.
I work for Fox.
So like Fox, like whatever, like local.
Fox
news.
Local. So Fox in Orlando.
Okay. Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's not like the Fox that people know where they hate. No, it's not like that. It's actual just like local news. So
yeah, like your local Fox station.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So this is like daily, Monday through Friday. Is there
Sunday to Sunday, 24/7?
Oh.
Yeah, I work on the weekends. Like there's always.
Well, true. There's always news.
There's always news. Yeah.
Wow. So I got so many questions, but I don't even know what to ask.
I know.
Just talk. Just tell me shit.
So, I mean, you were talking about political influence. I definitely feel like the news, I don't want to say the news spreads propaganda, but like the news influences people's political positions. So we have people who call our news station and they go on a rant about how they feel like we're being liberal. They're like, I'm conservative and, that's why I watch you guys. And they don't understand that we're not like the Fox station.
Right, you're not Fox News.
We're like Fox 30, like we're a local news station, so we're not conservative. Like they don't understand that, but they're like, I'm conservative, so I watch you guys. But I mean, I feel like we're truthful when it comes to politics, but I feel like we don't influence people as much as like Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
Because the way that works is like people are seeing things that conform to their beliefs. So when someone logs on to Facebook, they're going to see like political ads and political posts that align with what they like and what they stare at on the screen.
Right, because of data and shit.
Exactly.
Okay, but y'all are more so. Okay, so okay, it's almost Instagram and Facebook and shit is almost like a mall. Y'all are almost like door to door salesmen. You might have something we want.
Yeah.
We'll keep it pushing.
Exactly.
That's interesting, and it's crazy because like I feel like 20 to 30 years, or maybe not even that long, probably 10 to 20 years ago, before phones were like as prevalent as they are.
Yeah.
I feel like news stations were like head of the propaganda wave, and not that they still aren't in a way, but
They still are. I mean, they still are. We're the gatekeepers. We choose, like, think about it. We choose what we're going to put on the 5 o'clock news. We choose what we're going to write about. I mean, people send us press releases every day. People send us emails about whatever's happening to them. Like, someone will send us an email saying the cops beat them up and abuse them, and we choose whether or not we're going to write about it.
word. Mm-hmm. So are you like, who's in charge of deciding the stories that y'all air? That's what I want to know.
It's really like multiple people. So the hierarchy is like this. It's like you have the news director. This is the person really in charge of like, yeah. I keep moving over.
Okay.
So you have this hierarchy. So you have the news director, and this is like the head honcho. They've probably been working at the station or working in news for more than like 10 years.
Okay.
And everyone kind of reports to them. Like all the bigger bosses underneath them report to them. Then you have executive producers. So these are people that are under the news director, and you may have like, depending on how big the station is, like 3 to 4 executive producers. Okay. Underneath the executive producers, you have producers. Those are, you know, people who may just be starting out in news. Then you have assistant producers, which are like kind of bottom of the barrel producers. Like, yeah. And then you have the on-camera talent. So you have reporters, you have anchors, you have people that do the cameras. And then for me, I'm on the digital end of it. And that's like a whole different world. Digital, yes. So I have my boss who's a digital manager, and then we're digital content creators. And then I know my first station, we had multiple different digital positions. So we had digital journalists, digital producer. We had people who literally were just hired to do social media. So that's kind of how it works. And then as far as figuring out who picks what story, I missed like one of the most important jobs is the assignment editor. So that's the person that sends reporters to different crime scenes or to news. So the assignment editor kind of filters all of these stories out. They filter like, okay, which stories are we going to pursue? And then if you think about it, the news director kind of is a person to say, no, let's not pursue it. Let's pursue it. But normally it's like the assignment editor, and it's like it's a collaborative process. So it's not just one person.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do y'all find out about news?
People. So we have a lot of people send us tips. So they'll send us tips to our email. So if like someone's having an event in Orlando or in Central Florida, they'll send us like a press release. If someone's about to get evicted and they have a unique story on why they're getting evicted, they're going to send us an email about their story. If some 7-year-old kid did some incredible stuff, someone will send an email saying, you guys should highlight this kid. So through emails, and then also scoring the internet. So apps like Nextdoor, you've ever heard of Nextdoor?
Yeah.
So a lot of people use Nextdoor in news because Nextdoor, there's a lot of stuff happening on Nextdoor.
Is that like almost like an ATL scoop type of deal?
I love ATL Scoop.
Yeah,
ATL Scoop is better than the news. Like,
most definitely.
They are at the scene faster than the police.
Because it's almost like Waze. You got niggas updating shit live.
Exactly. And
I do see the importance in that now, though.
Yes, and that was gonna be like my next point is that we do get like the emails and people do call us, but a lot of our news we get from what we see on social media. So you have ATL Scoop. I wish we had Orlando Scoop. If we had an Orlando Scoop,
they should branch off.
Yeah, they need to be in every city. But a lot of our news comes from like what we call user generated content. So it's like user generated UGC content.
Okay.
So it's like videos that we may see on the internet. Like if we see a wild video, like of some, like for instance, we had a video of this bear just running around on the beach, swimming in the ocean on like a Sunday. Craziest shit ever. Yeah. Like
run that. Yeah, okay.
Just chilling, swimming in the ocean. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so we'll probably reach out to the person who shot the video, do a story on it. And like that's kind of how a story would come together. So videos, photos, and just finding stuff on the internet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my next question: when the news uses like people's videos, do people get paid from that?
No.
Damn.
So what most news stations do now, or most media companies, is in order to even use someone's like video or photo, they have to sign a form giving us written consent to use it. Because if they don't sign the form, I mean that's, you're liable for like a lawsuit or something.
Yeah.
So no, they don't get paid. We have people who call us and they're like, "Hey, I got photos and videos of this, but it's gonna be $200." And that doesn't work most of the time.
Word. Okay.
Yeah, no, we don't pay people. Not really. It depends, but not really.
Okay. Let me hold on. 'Cause I'm trying to think how to. Forgot about that light.
Oh.
Okay, so because I'm not sure, I don't want to get like too job specific, but like, what is like, what would you say your just as a black woman in media, what would you say is like your let me think how to ask this.
I'm excited for this
question.
question.
It's 2023, man. You gotta word shit very carefully. What's like as a black woman in media?
Okay.
In 2023. I don't want to just ask like what it's like, but like I guess do you feel any? Do you feel like normal?
Do I feel weird in the newsroom?
Yeah. Let me stop beating around the bush. Do you feel weird like sometimes?
That's a good question. So let's go back to Salt Lake City, because I was the only black woman in that newsroom at that time. They've had I think that they've had like black women working there, but at the time I was the only black woman. So it was interesting because every time I changed my hair, they didn't know what my real hair was. So when I moved there, I had knotless braids. So my hair was like, up to my butt.
Yeah.
And so when I took the braids out and I just had like a ponytail, I had a coworker turn around and she was like, "Oh my God, I love your haircut." And I was like,
"Oh, so innocent, man."
It's not a haircut. Like this wasn't my real hair.
Right.
I'm pretty honest with people. I'm gonna explain to you like hair. If you don't get it, I'll explain the hair to you. So there was a lot of explaining hair to people.
Really?
Yeah, I had some coworkers who were they were just interested. Like, in Utah, there are black people there, but there's not a lot. But you see them.
Right.
And so I think a lot of them, maybe they felt comfortable enough to ask me, like, about my hair. Like, oh, like, how do you do that? Like, they were pretty specific in Salt Lake City with their questions. But It was very innocent. Like, it wasn't coming from, like, a racist place, I guess.
Yeah.
It was really like an innocent question.
Yeah, genuine ignorance.
They genuinely wanted to know like how this works with the hair. So I'm like, okay, cool, I'll explain it to you. But I did not feel weird in Salt Lake City. I felt very welcomed.
Okay.
Yeah, Salt Lake was some really good vibes out there. It's just different. I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's just, I don't know if it's like being out west, but the vibes are just different there. Like, it's different than being in the South, and it's different than being in the North.
Okay.
They're different. So for me, I didn't feel weird. In Orlando, there's a lot of black women in my station. So we have black anchors, we have black reporters. One of my coworkers is black.
Okay.
So it's pretty diverse. But I mean, to be completely honest with you, you see the same ignorance everywhere.
Right.
Because you have those coworkers who have clearly never had black friends.
Right.
And so like they'll say things to try to relate to you, and it's like, again, it's like they're genuinely trying to relate to you, but they can't.
Right.
So that's tough for me too, because I'm very like, I'm a deep person. So I don't really like surface level like conversation. So they'll say certain things. Like I wish I could think of an example, but to kind of like spark up a conversation, and it's like, we don't have to talk about that.
Yeah.
we don't have to talk about that. Like
I feel.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I haven't experienced any like racism or anything like weird, I guess, but I've been comfortable, I guess I could say. I would like to think that I've been blessed, but I know there's so many different news stations, so I know there's people out there who don't have the same experience that I've had.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're not on air?
Not on air.
Okay.
And so there's a story behind that, because I love being on camera. I love talking.
Yeah, you're natural. Like, this is... Some people I be having to tell, like, hey, speak up. Yeah.
So I love journalism since I was like in 7th grade. I learned how to read off a teleprompter. I was doing like the morning news. Loved it. But then when I got to college, I realized that reporters don't make money.
Really?
No.
Is it kind of like teachers and...
Yes. Yes. Unless you get to like a major market, and even so you can get to a major market, they still may not even pay you what you're worth. So I decided that I wasn't going to be a reporter, because I wasn't willing to take that $30,000 a year job. That isn't going to give me what I need to afford my bills.
Right. I feel that.
Yes. And I also noticed, I'm seeing where the world is headed. And like, for instance, our generation, are you coming home at 5 and turning on the 5 o'clock news?
Yeah. No.
Are you watching the 10 o'clock news?
No. Yeah. Nah. My parents do. Yeah.
Yeah.
But people. Yeah. No.
They're not doing it. And also like children that are like in high school, middle school, elementary school, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, they're not going to come home and turn on the 5 o'clock news.
Yeah.
So is that something like, do I want to invest in that right now if that's not where we're headed? So I had to ask myself those questions, and I said, no, I don't. So I ended up going with digital, because everything's digital. Most people are finding their news out on their phone.
Yeah. Damn near all of us. Yeah.
Everybody.
Literally, unless you don't have a phone. Yeah.
Everybody. So I but I wanted to learn those skills, because at some point in my life, I'll figure out how to utilize it outside of news. Yeah. Oh yeah, we entrepreneurs out here.
I like that. Okay. I'm gonna press pause. It's 30 minutes.
Okay.
Just to break up the footage. Okay. Back at it.
Yeah. So like another way we find out about news is police scanners. So every news station has police scanners set up at the assignment desk, and it's just like all you hear is like the cops. You hear police like talking about they need ambulances, and then they have like their code words. So they may say like shooting here in Daytona. And so that's how we know, like, okay, maybe we should send someone there. Maybe we need to call this police station to see what's happening. So like, and the thing is, in some states, like people could just buy police scanners.
That's crazy. I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, there's people.
Like,
I learned that there's literally people who sit at home and listen to police scanners.
Like instead of the radio?
Yes.
That's crazy, man. That's wild.
We had, and I think in Salt Lake, one of our competitor stations, I swear we had a reporter who like had a police scanner in his pocket at all times, because he was always the first person on the scene.
I wonder if you can buy one in Georgia.
I think you can. I feel like you can. I feel like you can buy a police scanner in Georgia. Georgia seems like one of those states that you could buy a police scanner.
Yeah. Once I found out how easy it is to get a gun here.
Yeah, if you can get a gun here, you can probably get a police scanner. And at this very moment right now, there is somebody sitting on their porch in Cumming, Georgia, listening to a police scanner.
Or Macon.
Or Macon, okay?
Jason Aldean.
Oh. What did he do? I saw a whole bunch of, it's crazy. I work in news and I'll see these stories and I'm like, what did he do now? I didn't even read it. What did he do?
He dropped a song called, I think it's called like "Try That in a Small Town."
Try that in a small town.
Yeah.
That already sounds crazy.
Hello.
Try what in a small town? Tell me about the lyrics.
So I listened to the song, and my best friend, he called me today. He told me to watch the video because the video is what's really causing uproar.
Okay.
I haven't seen it yet, so I don't want to speak on it. But
okay.
From what I'm gathering, it seems as if it's one of those, hey, nigga, don't come over here with that. Because for like the lyrics from what like, and I didn't like listen, but it was almost like don't come with that. Basically, don't come with that liberal shit. And, yeah, because we'll take care of it.
Oh, so was he like referencing like guns and like?
Well, the one image I saw from the video, because you see like news like, what do you call like the picture that like supposed to capture everybody's attention?
Like
like on YouTube, how like
the thumbnail?
Yeah, the thumbnail. Yeah. The thumbnail I saw, it was someone like burning an American flag. I if I'm not mistaken, it was like from Black Lives Matter rallies.
Yeah.
So that
and he put that in his music video.
See, that's the thing. I don't want to speak on the video, but from what I was told, that's what seems to be happening. Got
you. But you haven't watched it.
I wish we would have watched it.
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but people be out here with police scanners. Because we were talking about ATL Scoop. And so I was saying, like, I'm convinced that who's ever running that page, or maybe the person that started the page initially years ago, they had a police scanner. Because how is it that they are at every scene? Like, how are they there before the cops? They're there before the news. Like, how do they know what's happening?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that they could buy a police scanner.
Yeah, like, put us on, please. That's wild.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and we were saying since Atlanta has an ATL scoop, there should be some kind of Florida woman scoop, something.
We have a page. There's a page that I found called Only in Florida.
Okay.
But it's like, it's the whole state of Florida, so it's not just like Orlando, it's not just Miami. I honestly believe Miami has to have a page, because Miami's like another, like, it's like its own country.
Right, yes.
In my opinion. But we have Only in Florida, so you see like some crazy videos on there of just like wild stuff happening. But I feel like nothing has compared to ATL Scoop. Nationally, like, ATL Scoop is that page. So who's ever running ATL Scoop, shout out to you.
And this is coming from someone who's in media.
Yeah.
It's really like that.
Yeah.
Like I told her off camera, I went on ATL Scoop's actual page for the first time ever the other morning, and I was on there for over an hour. I've never been so captivated by local negligence and local mischievous behavior. It's crazy, yo. Literally captivated. Shit's crazy, man.
It was entertaining, right?
Like, from people riding bikes on the highway, some crimes.
Yeah.
But just captivating shit.
It's the stuff you see. You know what I saw on... No, I think this was Florida. Was this Florida or ATL Scoop? It was one of these states. Same thing. Someone was carrying a trampoline on their car. They were driving a Honda, like a Honda van. What's the Honda van?
Pilot.
A Honda, not a Pilot. Whatever. A Honda, Toyota Sienna.
Okay.
A minivan. And they had a trampoline on the minivan just driving down the highway. And then people were commenting, no, this was Georgia. I remember. This was ATL Scoop. And people were commenting, and they were like, I just saw this person, like, driving, like, pulling out of, like, a whole trampoline. That's crazy.
So, I guess, for the sake of, we won't say the end, this is just a pause in our ongoing interview.
Yeah.
So like the future of news, do you think 5-10 years from now that I guess local news will become obsolete, or do you think like local news stations will always be a thing?
That is so tough. I don't think in 5 to 10 years. I think they have a little bit more time. Um, in my head, I'm thinking like the age ranges of the people that I think are watching news at 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock. I would give it about like a little more than 10 years, I think. I believe. And the thing is, I'm seeing it also because a lot of these news stations are having these 24-hour, they're starting these 24-hour news programs now. Fox has a 24-hour news program now. So they have an anchor who maybe like works for 8 hours, and they have them in like different states. And so a lot of these news stations are doing that, and I think it's because they know what's happening.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely, I do think it's heading in that direction. And then you have social media, so a lot of people are actually journalists within themselves. If you've ever captured video or have taken photos of something happening in your community, that's news. You're a journalist, kind of, sort of. Right. You're a citizen journalist. Yeah. My bad.
You
I
practice
take
journalism.
that back.
You practice journalism in that moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't give everybody that.
Yeah.
But no, like I feel that.
There's
and I
a
never
lot
thought
of
about
that.
it from that angle.
Yeah. And it's easier now because you can just upload stuff like that. You know?
Literally, yeah.
Yeah, so it's changing, definitely. So to answer your question, yeah.
Damn. Okay, so we'll give them 20 years.
Yeah, 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Well, yo, just for now. This will just be the news portion.
Yeah, this is the news portion.
Yes.
Y'all got to come back for what's going to be the next portion. There's a lot.
You can talk about mental health, yoga.
Ooh, yoga, meditation, life coaching, tennis.
Yeah, chakras, numbers.
Life. Ooh, numbers. Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah, we can go mad spiritual next time. Okay, yeah. We hit y'all with the normal shit.
Oh, yeah.
Earthly shit.
Exactly.
Yo, I appreciate you coming.
Thank you. I appreciate you for letting me be here.
Hell yeah. Is there any, I like to have people like their own little parting words.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and an introduction too, my fault.
Introduction. Yeah, y'all. My name is Kiah Armstrong. You know what I'm saying? I've been cool with Brandon for years. Love him. Like, he's like my soulmate, soul twin, whatever y'all want to call it. But yeah, you know, I work in media, also a life coach. So that's like big for me. And the only thing I want to say to y'all is like, be you, stay true, breathe intentionally, and just love yourself and love those around you. Peace. Off the top of the dome.
Okay.
All right.
Catch you on the flip.
Bye. I love how we just did that without like